Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope your businesses are thriving. Thank you for clicking on this video. Now, my name is Dina and I own a small business. It is a clinic. It is located in a small village somewhere in Western Uganda. Hence the name of the channel, the Village Clinic. In today's video, I want to take you guys through my process of ordering for drugs. My process of ordering for drugs starts as soon as I start noticing that most of the drugs are running out, like when the stock is running low. Let's say we had 10 boxes of paracetamol and now we are left with like 3 or 2. We had like 50 or 100 vials of ceftriaxone and now we have like 10 or 20 remaining. Like when all the quantities have started reducing, that's when I know it's my time to restock, because I don't want to be caught unaware when I get a patient and then I'm running up and down, checking in the cupboard, checking everywhere. Time for dispensing, you don't have, is when you discover that you don't have a particular drug. So to avoid all that, I always order for drugs prior, like when my stock has reduced, like I've mentioned. So to start my process, of ordering, I usually get my notebook. Please keep in mind that the drugs that I order for are not always the same, depending on a lot of factors. So when I'm ordering, I'll get my notebook and start by writing things that I know offhand that are out of stock. So because I've been on duty, I know the things that are already out, like the quantities that I've reduced. Because I've been picking these things from the cupboard, I know the last time I went to the cupboard, I only left like 3 boxes of paracetamol. I only left 5 bottles of normal saline. Like all the quantities, I have them almost all of them like offhand. So those are the things that I start with. I write those ones down. Now, when I am done writing the ones that I know offhand, I go to our receipts file, where I start now going through the receipts of previous drug purchases. Why I do this is because there are things that are already sometimes that are already out of stock that I forgot about. So most of these drugs are the ones that are, they are kind of special drugs. So we buy them in small quantities and then they get done and then you forget about them. Now, time for ordering for drugs, you'll have forgotten. So when I go to this file and start reading through the receipts, I'm reminded of the things that I could have missed when I was doing what? When I was writing things that I had offhand. So to avoid things of ordering for drugs and then next thing you know, there's a certain drug that you usually buy or you need and you did not order for because you forgot, I tend to go through this file so that it reminds me. Now this is me, this is my personal preference because I've seen it happen to me a lot of times. So these days it helps me to not forget important things. So while I'm still going through this file, allow me to take you through what I call the factors that I consider when I am ordering for drugs. You know, there's that part where I'm going through the file, but there are also factors that I consider when I'm actually ordering, when I'm writing down these things. So number one, I consider what patients are asking for at the moment, especially people who come in for over-the-counter drugs. You know, there are drugs that you prescribe, and then there are those over-the-counter drugs of like, nurse, I want Panadol Vitano. Nurse, I want this. Those are called over-the-counter drugs. and it is legal. You don't need a prescription from a doctor for you to get these drugs. So there are seasons when there are certain drugs going a lot. For example, in January, you'll have a lot of flu medications going a lot. So January, Feb, those dusty months, you'll be buying a lot of flu medication like cold medication, flu cough. Then around Feb there, October, Feb, when people are in the festive season, for us in our village, October is a very, very important month. Number one, people have coffee. Coffee sells, people have money, people are spending the money. So October is sildenafil month. Those who know sildenafil, you'll understand sildenafil. So around those months, you stock a lot of condoms, you stock a lot of emergency pills, you stock a lot of family planning, you stock a lot of sildenafil, like I'd said. So when I'm ordering for drugs, I put that into consideration, what my people have been asking for over the counter. You don't want to order for drugs and then you keep with them in the counter because you didn't plan for this. So know your people, know your clinic, know your area, so that you know how to order for these things. Next is affordability for my patients. When I talk about affordability, I don't mean I'm going to buy very cheap drugs or what or what. No, I'm going to buy drugs that are effective, they work. When I buy drugs that work, I want to buy the affordable options. For example, there is an antibiotic called cefixime or cefsalbactam or what. It is very expensive even at wholesale. So it means on retail, I'm also going to be selling it expensively for me to realize a profit. But because I know my community, people don't have money, people don't want to spend the money on health, especially. I will not buy these very, very expensive options because when I treat a patient with this treatment, they are going to think I am extorting them, and yet actually I also would have bought the drug very expensively. So what I do, I go for the more affordable options. Why I go for the more affordable option also is because it doesn't make sense for me to buy very expensive drugs on at wholesale, and then when I'm billing a patient, they can't afford the bill and they end up cheating me. Is it cheating, or all in all I end up making a loss because the patient is going to promise to bring the money and then like to be back and forth, bring my money, do what? Like to avoid all those things, I go for options that are effective. Please keep in mind capital letters effective. These antibiotics work, these drugs work, except they are on the more affordable side. Yes, so having put that in mind, what else I put in mind is my budget or the available cash for that time, for that period that I'm ordering drugs in. Now, when I'm ordering, I order within what my business can handle at the moment. Hmm? It doesn't make sense for me to go above and beyond and then start borrowing and then doing what so that I can buy drugs, because at the end of the day, the money will not be mine. So if I have 500,000, I am going to order drugs worth 500,000. You get? So how do I order these drugs worth the 500,000 or however much I have? Number one, I prioritize essentials. So if I know that I use a lot of antibiotics, or I use a lot of ceftriaxone, or I use a lot of artesunate, these are the things that I'm going to prioritize. Like you don't add in these other fancy things when you know you don't have enough money. So you're going to stock on antimalarials, you're going to stock on antibiotics, and then you leave these other fancy things. I don't know what example to give, but I don't know if someone gets me. Next factor I put into consideration is supplier reliability. Supplier reliability is where you're buying your drugs from. Is this person reliable? If you make the order at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., whatever time you place the order, is this person actually going to deliver your things? Because I've seen some people, you order for drugs, they delay you, they take time, and at the end of the day, when you're checking for your stock, you find there are things that are missing. So supplier reliability is very, very important. Then also under supplier reliability, is this person readily available? Because you don't want to make an order only for you to realize this person did not open that day. You get it? So when you're making a list, your list for ordering, um, please put into consideration whoever is going to supply you or whichever pharmacy you're going to buy from. Please keep in mind these factors that I'm talking about also work for any other business. There are factors that cut across. So when you're making your order or when you're planning to go for shopping, anyone who has a business, please, please put those things into consideration. Now, one other thing that I consider when I'm ordering is my storage space. You people, have you ever ordered for things and you don't know where to keep them when they come? There's a time I had my company. I was so loaded that time. I don't even remember where I got the money from. But man, I ordered for drugs, and you know I had to keep some things in my room, like my car duty room. I had to bring some of the things to the room because the cupboard was full to the brim. To the brim. Like I had nowhere else to put these things. And it's quite annoying to keep going back and forth, like to look for something, only to realize it is in the lower box. As in, you look disorganized, especially if you're working on someone. They are standing there or looking at you, moving up and down, you look unserious all in all. So when you're ordering for things or planning a purchase, please always put into consideration your storage space, the amount of space that you have where you're going to keep your things.
Under the boughs where the shadows play, the wind hums songs at the break of day. Whispering pines, secrets untold, carrying tales only the forest holds. Moonlight spills through the velvet.
I have one last gem somewhere, a factor to consider when ordering for drugs, but we'll get back to that one later. So this is the list that I'd so far come up with from my memory, and then from the lists that I had gone through. That is what I had come up with. So I had categorized everything for my own sanity. I don't know. I have what do they, I have OCD in a way, but I like to keep my things in order so that those things to give myself peace, so that I know the exact things that I ordered for. So that was the list, and I categorized the things as you can see.
Under
So moving forward, remember when I told you that I follow 3 steps when I am making this list. So number one, I write things from memory, the ones that I have on my fingertips that I'm sure of that they are done. That Number two, I go through the file that has receipts. Now, number three, I go through the cupboard. When I go to the cupboard, I'm going through every box, I'm going through every tray to confirm what exactly we have, like the numbers. Now, you see that tray, you might be say when they are stuck together. I don't know the correct English, but when they are stacked together, you be thinking you have a lot, only to discover the tray has like one or two. This is tramadol. You be thinking the box is full, only for you to discover I have only three. And yet, when you're ordering, you'll not have put them on the list, and then you find you get patients who actually need these drugs and they're getting done very fast, and you weren't aware. Like they just run out of stock because you didn't know that you didn't have enough in stock. So I go through the cupboard like from top to bottom. I confirm the numbers. I confirm what we actually have. Actually, going through these things, it helps you to not overstock also, leave alone forgetting and whatnot. You could be having a lot of something, and then because for you, you didn't know you had a lot of it, you again add on. That wastes money because you could have used that money to buy some other thing. So I go through the cupboard to confirm, and as you can see, we are doing badly, like legit badly. So this particular day I wasn't actually going to go to the pharmacy. I decided to send the list via WhatsApp to the person who was going to work on me. I had contacted the owner of the pharmacy. So I sent my list, and that is how it looks. And they did deliver my things on time. Okay, and here we are. Our stuff arrived. It arrived, and you can see it was a lot. The list was quite endless, and that thing that you see those things, they took all my money. When I tell you I need to recover from this, you'll not believe me. But if anyone wants, you can ask me for my mobile money number, and you see how I would recover. But that was it. That was the list. And now, me as me. When I am going to organize the things, I had mentioned in a previous video, I usually first put these things on the benches, chairs, benches. Yes, benches. I first categorize them on the benches. It makes it easier for me to carry them to the cupboard. Uh, where I where our cupboard is quite fixed. The word is narrow. Yes, because the cupboard is next to a door leading through to another room, so people are always passing by. But also, why I first display them like this is because I want to confirm that what I ordered for is what I have got. I don't want things of just putting things away, and next thing I know, there's something missing that I did not recognize. It makes it hard to know what if something is missing or not, so that you can either make a claim and get what you're missing, or if you've been given excess, you report to the pharmacist, and they like you see how either to give them the money or send the things back. Like it goes both ways. So this was me. I didn't film when I was putting the things in the cupboard. Usually it is a long process. It takes like an hour or so, and I can't film for an hour or so. And also filming these things takes a long time. But that was me after I had stocked up. I had kept the things, stored the things away. Now, remember when I told you guys I had one final step, one factor that I put into consideration when I'm ordering for drugs? Yes, it is called seasonal illnesses. Now, you need to understand the trends of illnesses in your area so that you don't stock antimalarials, a lot of antimalarials in a season for flu. Hmm? You get it? So know the trends in your place. There are always trends. Believe me, if you study your place properly, there are always trends. So I stock medicines according to trends. Of course, I stock everything, but you stock higher numbers for the diseases that are happening so much around that time. So, having said all that, allow me to say goodbye to you and thank you so much for watching. Please come back, tell a friend to tell a friend so that you support this channel, you give it a like so that the channel grows. You guys, I am at 5 subscribers. Please subscribe, tell a friend. If there's anyone who loves things to do with business or you just love watching people organize, I am your guy. Bye bye.